too fast, it's too wide, no traffic calming here.
Calls for change tonight after a 9-year-old is critically injured in a crash pinned between two vehicles. And St. Louis police arrest a vandal who targeted a historic church, but it's not the first time the congregation is left to clean up the damage.
Live, First Alert 4 starts now.
Thank you for joining us here at 10 o'clock. I'm Justin Andrews. A 9-year-old recovering tonight after being sent to the hospital with critical injuries from being pinned between two vehicles. It happened in the Bayton neighborhood here at North Broadway and Harlan Avenue, right across the street from Hickey Park. First Alert 4's John Kipper live in the studio telling us why some are pointing fingers at what they're calling a dangerous road, John.
Yeah, Justin, please. First Alert 4.
John, praying that 9-year-old recovers well. Thanks, John. New at 10, St. Louis police also investigating a serious motorcycle accident near the convention center in downtown St. Louis. Officers say a 53-year-old man was critically injured when he crashed his bike into a median just after 3 o'clock this morning. He was rushed to the hospital for treatment. The murder trial is set to begin tomorrow for the man accused of killing St. Louis City police officer Tamaris Bohannon back in 2020. Thomas Kenworthy faces 10 charges, including first-degree murder. Officer Bohannon was just 29 years old when he was shot and killed while responding to a call near Tower Grove South neighborhood. The trial was initially supposed to start back in January, but a judge granted a postponement to deal with witnesses. Giving you a live look at the Gateway Arch tonight as the cold comes in tonight across the St. Louis area. But the chill, it won't last long. The details coming straight from First Alert meteorologist Kristen Gurnett. Hey there, Kristen.
You know, much coming up in just a few minutes.
Looking forward to it, Kristen. Thanks. New at 10, a local church has a mess to clean up after vandals busted out their windows. Look at them here. The vandals hit Star Bethel Church on North Jefferson earlier today. A worker was out boarding up the windows to prevent further damage. This is not the first time the church was vandalized. We're learning the suspect in this case was arrested for this latest damage. Volunteers were hard at work today cleaning up the site of Skate Laborious, a historic church turned skate park in North City. Skate Laborious was destroyed in a fire back in June of last year, but founders of the skate park are determined to bring it back. Volunteers have been working for months to clean up and clear debris from the site.
The entire project from day one has been completely community and volunteer built. All the ramps that were in here, all the work we've done on the building before the fire and post fire has all been just like a really awesome, dedicated community of volunteers throughout the city.
The skate park founders will announce their plans for rebuilding the site during an event next Saturday. Count on First Alert 4 to let you know what happens. In national news tonight, it is now the Senate's turn to vote on a foreign aid plan that includes money for Israel and Ukraine. The Senate could pass the package as soon as Tuesday, but the victory lap comes after 6 months of Republican infighting in the House. Skylar Henry reports the funding for Ukraine is critical in its ongoing war against Russia.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says the night. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
New at 10, journalist Terry Anderson, who became one of America's longest held hostages, has died at the age of 76. Anderson was working as a correspondent for the Associated Press when he was kidnapped in Lebanon back in 1985. He was held for nearly 7 years before being released. Family members say Anderson died earlier today from complications from a recent heart surgery. A busy week at the Supreme Court with oral arguments in several major cases. We look at what's ahead for the court. Plus, a buzz will soon be heard in St. Louis. What to know about the swarms of cicadas and when they'll be emerging. That's coming up after the break. This is the final week of oral arguments for the U.S. Supreme Court for the current term, and the justices will be taking on some big cases. On Monday, the court will hear arguments in a case involving the rights of homeless Americans and whether cities can ban homeless people from camping in public spaces. On Tuesday, the justices will take up a case putting Starbucks against its employees who are trying to unionize. Wednesday brings another abortion case to the court. The justices will decide if a federal medical emergency law requires hospitals to perform abortions to save the life of the mother, even in states with abortion bans. And Thursday, the court hears arguments on whether former President Donald Trump has immunity for his actions on January 6th. Decisions on all of these cases are expected by the end of June. It was a chilly morning, but we are seeing more warm days across St. Louis overall. And that means the cicadas, they are coming. First Alert 4's Alex Gall in Forest Park, where scientists are watching the weather closely and awaiting that noise.
I do recall the noise.
It's a day of celebration for the local Thai community. The Thai Association of Greater St. Louis hosted its New Year Festival today in Florissant. The festival featured all kinds of good Thai food and desserts, along with a long drum dance parade and live music. Organizers say the celebration is a great way to bring together the best of Thai culture. And obviously the sun was shining earlier for that, but it's going to be chilly tonight. This may be a good night to probably cover up some of those sensitive plants?
Yeah, we've had pretty chilly weather for a few days in a row now. We'll get a warm up started tomorrow, but tonight, patchy to widespread frost expected across the area. It's a little late this season, a little bit. Well, Justin?
Oh, it's going to be unsettled for a little bit. Thanks so much, Kristen. Well, a tough weekend for the Cardinals. They got swept by the Brewers. We go inside the clubhouse as the team tries to regroup before the Diamondbacks come into town. Sports on 4, it's next.
Tonight is our first episode of Sports Sunday, and we have more Cardinals, a little City SC. We also take it to MAC for the U.S. Basketball Writers Association Awards. And lastly, A.J. McCarron, along with a few of his teammates, sat down in studio to chat with their very own Tamar Sher. So grab a drink, grab some popcorn. Sports Sunday coming up in a little bit.
Yeah, grab everything you need. I know I'll be watching it here shortly. Brian, thank you so much. Earth Day is a time to focus on sustainable living. Next, right here on First Alert 4, how the Smithsonian is helping residents go green in Washington, D.C. Stay with us.
Live, First Alert 4 starts now.
Welcome back. I'm Justin Andrews. Opening statements are expected tomorrow in the criminal trial against former President Donald Trump. Kristen Benavidez has a preview for us tonight. Earth Day is tomorrow, and to celebrate, the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. is getting out into the community to help people connect with the earth. Rashida Kaba from our Washington Bureau showing us how they're encouraging people to go green. Recycling electronics is one of the best ways to keep them out of a landfill. So those old computers, phones, or even those small appliances you might have taking up space, you can get rid of them next Saturday. Here's the information you need. St. Louis City Recycles is partnering with Midwest Recycling Center for an electronics recycling event. It'll be Saturday morning, April 27th, from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's at 1640 South Kings Highway. That's near Interstate 44. Midwest Recycling Center accepts almost anything with a power cord or battery. The event is free for St. Louis City residents. Just bring a valid ID when you get there. And you can also get rid of those unwanted prescription drugs next Saturday. National Drug Take-Back Day is April 27th. Dozens of local police departments will be accepting unused medications starting at 10 a.m. The drugs will be properly disposed of to stop them from getting into the wrong hands. To find a collection site near you, just go to this story on the First Alert 4 news app or firstalert4.com. Month, an innovative program at a New Jersey hospital is helping people with autism find jobs. Stephanie Stahl reports.
Stephanie Stahl, CBS News.
We're giving you another live look outside right now. This is overlooking Alton, I believe. This is from our BJC Skycam network. More First Alert 4 is coming up next. We'll be right back. Well, you only have a few more weeks to check out Animals Aglow at the St. Louis Zoo. In the evenings, the zoo lights up with 60 different lanterns of animals, plants, and traditional Chinese elements. Animals Aglow is open Wednesday through Sunday until May 5th. General admission tickets start at about $20. Powell Symphony Hall is one of the most renowned concert halls in the country. It's also nearly 100 years old. In the midst of a massive expansion project, though. Tonight, First Alert 4's David Emilotti takes us to Powell Hall to see how the home of the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra is changing for the better. Certainly a good story to end on. Always loving something new in the Lou. Well, thank you for joining us for the news at 10 o'clock here. Stay tuned for Sports Sunday. It's next. Have a great night and have a good week.